Hi everyone, and welcome to week 10 of class. I wanted to do a video to just touch base with you all and kind of give you a recap of where we're at in the class right now. We've come a long way, we've gone over a lot, so I wanted to kind of review that with you before we move forward to the next part of the class. So far, what we've talked about are the basics of personal finance. We've talked about setting strong financial goals for yourself, and that's really going to be the foundation of your personal finance plan. We've talked about tracking where you're spending your money so that you know how to save if you know what you're spending your money on. So hopefully you're still doing that. We've talked about the importance of developing a budget, and that's really key to helping you plan for your financial future. I use a budget every month to make sure that I'm on track with what my goals are. We've talked about understanding a little bit more about taxes and how this can affect your financial plan. For example, understanding that if I were to take some money and contribute it to a 401k, at my age and where I am in my tax bracket, that's the smartest thing for me to do because I won't be taxed on that until later when I'm in a lower tax bracket, so I'll pay less in taxes. That was in chapter 4. We talked about banking and managing your money and establishing credit and using credit, borrowing money, loans, mortgages, interest, the terms of loans. Last week we talked about insurance, which really in essence is protecting your assets and protecting your wealth in the form of your health, in the form of your automobile, your home, and in the form of protecting other things, renting, things like that. By now, you've all done your Total Money Makeover book, and hopefully you found that helpful for you in planning and applying some of those tips that Dave Ramsey has to offer. This week, we're going to be looking at two different things. We're going to be looking at the time value of money, and we're going to be looking at the basics of investing, and you're going to have your second exam. So what I want to talk about real quick is what the concept of time value of money means. So basically what that means is applying the power of earning compound interest and how you can earn more money down the road. So basically, compound interest is money that you save earns interest. And the interest that gets added to that money also earns interest. And that gets added to the money that you saved. And that earns interest. And that really, in essence, is compound interest. But the whole time value of money concept, which is pretty cool, is just understanding that if you invested a certain amount of money now, let's say it's $5,000, what would it be worth in 25 years? And understanding how that works is going to be key to helping you grow your money so that you can set yourself up for a good financial future. So here's a perfect example. I know that at the very beginning of the class, I asked a lot of you what your guilty pleasures were and what you spent your money on. So let's use Dunkin' Donuts as an example. All that money that you spent at Dunkin' Donuts, if you had not spent that money for 1 year, let's say that you spent $2.66 a day for 5 days at Dunkin' Donuts. It doesn't sound like too much, but really you would have ended up spending $13.30 in 1 week. Not too bad, right? $13, I think I can shell that out. Over the course of 1 year, that $13.30 a week would have added up to $691.60 for 1 year. If you had saved that and deposited it into some sort of an account, which investing is different than saving because investing tends to earn more in interest and you're investing it for a longer term. If you had invested that money in an account that earned 8% interest, in 5 years you would have had over $1,000. In 10 years you would have had $1,500. In 15 years, you would have had $2,100, and in 20 years, that money would have been worth $3,200. That was just basically $2.66 a day that added up. So my question to you is it worth giving up one coffee at Dunkin' Donuts every day or one little thing a day if you can be saving that money and quadrupling it for your future? We're going to look at that in the investing chapters, and hopefully that will open your eyes as to what it is you can do with your money to help set yourself up for a better future. Take a look at what the assignments are for the week. I hope that by now you've started planning for your financial plan project. Remember that I have samples posted here in Blackboard. If you haven't started your project yet, you really need to get moving on that. That's going to be tough to do in one sitting. Take a look at the examples that I have posted in Blackboard. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a really great week, class.